You're standing in front of a rotting wooden door in the middle of the night in one of the most dangerous zip codes in America. The bounty is $5,000 cash if you bring this guy in alive. No badge, no backup. Just you, your partner, a level 3 A vest that's seen better days, and a sledgehammer that weighs more than your dignity right now. You raise the hammer. Heartbeat loud enough to wake the neighbors who already pretend not to hear gunshots. One swing. Wood splinters like cheap cardboard. Door flies open. And the first thing that hits you isn't bullets. It's the wall of chemical stink. Ammonia, cat piss, burnt plastic. Meth lab. Active. Right now. You just kicked your way into someone's kitchen factory. Congratulations! You're officially the dumbest person alive tonight. But here's the part nobody tells you on those shiny bounty hunter reality shows. The real money isn't in the capture. It's in surviving the next 60 seconds. And right now, the clock is screaming. Flashlight beam cuts through the haze. Living room looks like a war zone crossed with a garage sale from hell. Pizza boxes, empty pseudoephedrine blister packs, propane tanks hissing softly like angry snakes. Your partner whispers, "Clear," but his voice cracks. You both know it isn't. Then you hear it. Metallic click. Distinct. Someone just racked a shotgun. Not a pistol, a pump action. The kind that says, "Get off my property" in 12-gauge poetry. You freeze. Beam swings left. Empty couch. Right. Hallway. Darker than a politician's promises. Footsteps. Slow. Deliberate. Coming your way. Every training video you ever watched is useless now, because those assume the bad guy is alone, or scared. This one isn't. He's cooking in his own house. Cornered animal with a firearm and nothing left to lose. You whisper to your partner, "We're not getting paid enough for this." He doesn't answer, because he knows you're right. But here's the dirty secret most people miss. Bounty hunters don't exist to be heroes. We exist because the system is too broke or too scared to do the job itself. Courts issue bench warrants. Cops won't kick doors for failure to appear misdemeanors anymore. Too much liability, too many headlines. So they farm it out to guys like me. Guys who will work for $5 grand and a prayer. You think that's noble? It's economics. Supply and demand for disposable risk takers. And tonight, that demand just priced your life at $5,000. $5,000. That's what your next breath is worth on the open market. Feel that yet? Good, because the guy with the shotgun definitely does. You move forward because standing still is suicide. Hallway smells worse up close. Bleach trying to hide the rot. Carpet sticky under boots. You step over a syringe. Crunch. Glass. Loud in the silence.
This isn't your jurisdiction.
Then voice from the dark.
His voice.
"Who the hell's there?"
This isn't a runner.
Deep. Calm. Too calm. Like he's done this dance before. You answer the only way that might buy seconds. "Bounty enforcement."
Freeze! Get down now!
"Got a warrant. Come out slow. Hands where I can see them."
You're even dumber.
Silence. Then laugh. Low. Wet. "You ain't police. I know police. You just signed your own warrant, bounty boy." Click, clack. Another round chambered. He's not bluffing. He's reloading for emphasis. Your flashlight catches movement. Doorway at the end of the hall. Shadow shifts. Barrel pokes out first. Black hole staring right at your chest. Now the math hits you like a brick. Vest stops most handgun rounds. Maybe a few shotgun pellets if you're lucky and the range is garbage. But this close? 12 feet? It's tissue paper. You've got a taser that might arc in this chemical soup, pepper spray that'll blind you both, and a collapsible baton that feels like a toothpick against a freight train. Your partner is behind you covering the living room. No line of sight, no crossfire advantage. Just you versus physics and bad decisions. Everyone thinks bounty hunters are cowboys. Reality is, we're glorified repo men with handcuffs and heart attacks waiting in the wings. And right now, your heart is trying to repo itself out of your ribcage. Hold on, because here's where it gets interesting. Most skips run. They hide in closets, under beds, in the damn attic. This one isn't running. He's advancing. That means either he's high as the space station, or he's decided tonight is a good night to die famous. You backstep slowly, buy time, buy angles. Then you see it. Flash of chrome in his hand. Not just the shotgun, a second weapon. Revolver, old school, probably .357. One in the pipe and he's walking toward you like it's a Tuesday grocery run. Your brain screams options. Verbal de-escalation, less lethal. Lethal if you have to. But lethal means paperwork, lawsuits, maybe prison. Non-lethal means he might still kill you. Rock, hard place. And the hallway is the anvil. You try words again. Man, I don't want trouble. Just come with me, we'll sort it at the courthouse. You get processed, I get paid, everybody walks. He stops, 10 feet away now. You see his face in the beam. Mid-30s, eyes red, jaw clenched, teeth grinding, meth teeth, rotted. Courthouse, he says. Last time I went, they kept me 3 years on a paperwork error. Nah, I'm good here. Then he raises the revolver. Not the shotgun, the revolver. Barrel steady, finger on the trigger. You feel the moment stretch like warm taffy. This is it. The split second where training meets terror, where $5 grand feels like pocket lint. But wait, something shifts. His eyes flick past you, to the living room, your partner. He sees the second flashlight, realizes he's flanked. For one heartbeat, his confidence cracks. You seize it. Drop it, now. Voice low, firm, not yelling. Yelling makes people flinch and shoot. Calm makes them think. He hesitates. Revolver dips 2 inches. That's all you need. You lunge. Not at the gun, at the wrist. Baton cracks down, metal on bone. He yelps. Shotgun clatters. Revolver fires. Ceiling explodes. Plaster rains like dirty snow. You tackle him, knee in the back, cuffs on. He's screaming curses, but the fight's gone out. Your partner zip ties ankles. You both drag him out like a sack of angry potatoes. Outside, fresh air hits like a drug. Sirens in the distance. Someone called it in. You sit on the curb while uniforms take over. Your hands shake now that the adrenaline dump is over. $5 grand, minus ammo, minus new pants because you sweated through them, minus therapy you'll never afford. Net profit? Maybe enough for rent and a six-pack. You look at your partner. He's pale. We quitting tomorrow? He asks. You laugh, because you both know the answer. Tomorrow there's another skip, another door, another $5 grand dangling like a carrot in front of a very tired donkey. But here's the part they never show on TV. The after. You drive home at 4 a.m., radio playing static, body aches in places you didn't know could hurt. You pass a billboard for real justice. Some lawyer in a suit promising to fight for you. You almost laugh out loud. Justice? You just risked your neck because the court was too cheap to send deputies. The system doesn't want heroes. It wants cheap labor that won't sue when things go sideways. And you keep signing up. Why? Because once you taste the rush of kicking in a door and walking out alive, everything else feels like beige wallpaper. Next morning, coffee tastes like burnt regret. Phone buzzes. New warrant. Another skip. Domestic violence failure to appear. $6,500 this time. Higher risk, higher reward. You stare at the screen. Delete the message or accept. Fingers hover. You know what happens if you keep saying yes. One day the door won't open to a shotgun. It'll open to something worse. Or won't open at all because you're in a box. But you also know what happens if you say no. Bills stack. Car gets repossessed. Pride takes a bigger hit than any baton ever could. So you hit accept. because 5 grand today beats 0 tomorrow. Math is cruel like that. Fast forward 3 months. Same city, different house. You're older now. Wiser? Maybe. Tired? Definitely. This time, it's a suburban split level. Looks normal. Feels wrong. You knock. No answer. Try the handle. Unlocked. Bad sign. Inside, pristine. Too clean. Then you smell it. Copper. Blood. Fresh. Living room floor. Body. Male. Early 20s. Bullet hole center mass. Skip you're after? Gone. Cops arrive. They treat you like a witness, not a colleague. Because you're not. You're the guy who walks into crime scenes for pocket change. They ask questions. You answer half-truths. Protect your sources. Protect your next paycheck. Walk out with nothing but questions and another story nobody will believe. That night, you Google yourself. Bounty hunter forums. Guys bragging about captures. You scroll, see the obituaries. Colleagues. One shot in the face. One stabbed during transport. One OD'd after too many just one more job nights. Stats flash. Average career length, 4 years. Average retirement plan, none. Average life expectancy, lower than a combat infantryman. You close the tab, pour whiskey, stare at the wall. Wonder if 5 grand was ever worth it. Then the phone rings again. New skip, $7,200. Domestic battery, armed, high risk.
I understand.
You pick up. Yeah, I'm in. Because here's the real addiction.
I'll take it.
Not the money, the control. For 60 seconds, you're not a nobody. You're the guy who decides if today ends in cuffs or a coroner's van. That power is louder than any paycheck. Louder than fear. Louder than common sense. And every time you walk away alive, the addiction grows. One more door, one more click of a slide, one more heartbeat that almost stops, until one day it doesn't start again. And the next bounty hunter will stand on your porch, hammer in hand, wondering who the hell lived here before. So next time you see a bounty hunter on TV looking cool in sunglasses and tactical gear, remember this. Behind the pose is a guy who's one bad door away from becoming a statistic. 5 grand doesn't buy immortality. It barely buys groceries. And every night he goes home asking the same question you would. Was it worth it? Most say yes, until the night they can't say anything at all. That's the job. That's the life. And tonight, that life is still breathing. Barely. But let's be honest, you're still watching. Why? Because part of you wonders what it feels like to kick in that door.
Break the fourth wall.
To hear the click. To feel your pulse in your teeth. To walk out with cash and a story. Admit it, there's a tiny piece of you that envies the rush, the risk, the proof that you're still alive in a world that tries to make you feel otherwise. That's why these videos exist. Not to glorify, to remind. Somewhere out there, a door is waiting, and someone is about to knock it down for 5 grand. Maybe tomorrow it's you. Or maybe you'll just keep scrolling. Safe, bored, alive. Quick reality check before we end. 2026 stats. Over 18,000 active bounty hunters in the US. Average annual income, $48,000 before taxes, gear, medical bills. Death rate on the job, roughly 3 times higher than police officers per capita. Most injuries, blunt trauma, gunshot wounds, chemical exposure. Most common regret, I should have stayed in sales. Yet applications keep coming in. Why? Because society still needs someone to do the dirty work nobody else wants. And as long as warrants exist and budgets are tight, guys like me keep swinging hammers. So here's the final question. If someone offered you 5 grand to kick in a door tonight, would you? Think about it. Because the door is always there, waiting. And the hammer is heavier than it looks. Thanks for staying till the end. Drop a comment. Would you take the job? Hit subscribe if you want more nights like this. Next time, what happens when the skip fights back and wins? Sleep tight. Or don't. Your call.